perfect mix. What is a perfect mix? Well, in this case right now, for me, it's just this glass of bubbly water with ice. But when it comes to the production world right here, what's the perfect mix? Well, it could be a bunch of things. It's kind of like making your own dish when it comes to, making dinner. The perfect amalgamation of ingredients is going to make the perfect mix, which is then going to create the perfect dish. But it's not always easy. A lot of people like to use different ingredients, and you'll never get the same result if two different people try to cook the same dish. That's kind of what happens with mixing in the production world. And, I never claim to be an amazing mixer or masterer, but it's something I do dabble in. And if you watched any of my previous videos, you'll kind of get a sense of what I like to do when it comes to mixing or mastering, especially when it comes to metal stuff. So with the current song that we're working on now, we're going to kind of dive in and just kind of wing it. Again, keep the expectations low, but we do kind of have an idea of what we're trying to achieve in the final mix. Now, I'm going to do it per instrument. We're going to start with drums, and I think we'll move to guitars and then bass, and then all the ancillaries like, the strings and the keyboards and whatnot. And then we'll move on to mastering. Now, that being said, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and kind of try to speed run through this, only because I've been kind of keeping an eye on my analytics, and hate to say it, but a lot of things are going down right now, especially when it comes to viewership, because, I understand that this is kind of like a niche project, a niche little playlist that we're making of creating a song from front to back. And I understand that's not everyone's cup of tea. Usually a lot of people on YouTube or whatnot like to get entertained, which is the big thing that everyone's trying to get from YouTube or any other kind of social media. But, I don't want to leave you guys hanging. I do want to go ahead and finish this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of give you guys the basic approach of how to go after a mix and master for a metal. And then once you get that down, you will go ahead and kind of apply your own methodology to cook the perfect dish and mix the perfect ingredients to do what you want to do. Now, that being said, I'm always open for everyone to experiment. Experimentation is good. Use different plugins, but above everything, know what the plugins do. That's the absolute most important thing. You can't just slap on the plugin and expect to do all the work. You have to kind of know what the plugin is doing, because you have to know what that plugin is going to do to your soundbite to make it mix, to fit in better with the equation of the other instruments, which is taking up a whole bunch of other frequency ranges. So that being said, let's jump into our project here that we left off on. And I think after tonight, guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and bounce a version of this down after this initial mix. That way we can start having our own little sound file that we can reference and listen to after each video. So, okay, so like I said, I'm going to go ahead and start focusing on drums. All my drum stuff is here. As you can see, we didn't print any of the drum audio into its own respective channels. And that's okay. I'm going to kind of leave it like that. I'm going to go and just start mixing each channel with plugins and whatnot, and it's going to be doing it in real time. So let me go ahead and solo the group so we can just hear drums. Okay, and there it goes right there. Okay, first things first, I want to do, let's open up GGD here. And you should remember how we set the outputs for all the drums right here. So no need to see that. Now, I'm going to try something that I've never done, and I think this is something I want to experiment with, and I think it might even give us a drum tone that I'm looking for. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we just used the default kit raw over here on the preset, which I think sounded pretty good actually, but I want to go ahead and do default kit 100% turbo. Okay, I want turbo on each of these tracks, which is enabled right here, and it's going to give you that nice compression, kind of like that smash effect that I really like. And if we hear it now just with changing the preset, yeah, and already, the bass drum sounds nice and attacky. There's a nice good click, but it doesn't lose the body. Same with the snare too. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with that. So the steps we're gonna take for mixing the drums, actually all the tracks in our session here, we're gonna do the same way. We're gonna first focus on the tone on its own. So what we'll do today is we'll just go ahead and mix the drums just to make it all sound good on its own. So if you just hear the solo of the drums, you'll think, wow, that kit sounds amazing. And then we'll do the same for the guitars and then the bass. And then it becomes a game of fitting it in the frequency little puzzle and fitting everything in there so everything doesn't interfere with each other and it all sounds good. So that being said, let's work on the kick first. Okay, I'm gonna turn my, if you guys hear it in the background, I got a noise gate on the mic so you don't hear what's coming through my speakers. You can go ahead and mix in headphones. I prefer mixing in speakers a little more, but just like, you know, FYI, my mixing stages, what I like to do is we'll do a rough mix on the speakers. Then what I like to do is I like to, you know, bounce it with the entire mix and then go ahead and put on my phone. I'll listen through it through my phone speakers. Then I'll listen to it through, you know, kind of like my AirPods. And my favorite, we'll go ahead and listen to it in the car. And the car test is my favorite. Usually, I will determine a final mix when I do it in the car because that's where I listen to most of my music. And, you know, and usually when I listen back to my mix, I'll go ahead and determine, the kick is too boomy. I have to drop it in the 300 to 400 hertz range, or there's some annoying highs in the guitars. I have to do some deduction EQ and find the frequencies that are ugly and lower those down. So usually that happens in the car stage because, you know, it sounds different on your home speakers. It'll sound different on the phone speaker. It'll sound different in AirPods, and it'll sound different in the car. So but usually the car one is my favorite to determine overall how it sounds to most of the mastered music that I listen to, the commercial music. So let me turn this up. Sorry if you hear the bleed, but, you know, I'm gonna do it on my speakers. Okay, already it sounds good on its own, but I can make it sound a little better. So the first thing I want to go ahead and slap on here . I want to go ahead and start with the SSL-G, and we'll go ahead and put stereo on that one. Fun fact while that's loading, I actually haven't upgraded to Ableton 12 yet, which I think just came out today. Okay. I might put this on the kick sub too, but we're just going to start with the regular kick for now. So let me just go ahead and solo that. Okay, first things first. Okay, let me start with the compression. Let me see if I can get something good going on with the compression here. I might not even want it, but yeah, let's not worry about the compression right now. Let's just focus on the EQ. Okay, so let me start with the lower frequency. Oh, and another thing I want to do, let me go ahead and put a Pro Q at the end of it so I can analyze what it's doing to the frequency. And we'll leave this open constantly. So as we can see here, you know, there's way too much very low end boominess going on. So I want to go ahead and cut a good amount of it. I'm trying to find that right frequency where it's a little annoying. I think it's going to be in the 100 range. 100 to 120 is usually a pretty good range for that. So let's move on to the low mid frequency. Yeah, and I want to find that specific frequency where it's annoying. what I'll do is I'll boost it. This right here, this boxiness, I want to go ahead and maybe deduct some of that. This is the bell curve right here. Very subtle. Okay, now the high mids. Yeah, this little 800 to 1.5 frequency is where it's a bit annoying, and I'll probably add a little high shelf to give it some clickiness. I'm not going to want to mess with the filter right now. I might just add a touch of compression on this. Now, you know what? I'm going to let another compressor do the trick here. Now, forgot to mention that the reason why I like the SSL channel here is just it's a good emulation of the hardware mixer that a lot of professionals use when it comes to, you know, EQing drums especially. So if we want, we can experiment with some of this and see what it does. A little expander. Yeah, there's some gain reduction going on. Now we can do a little parallel compression here by adding in some of the dry. Okay. Now, it's up to me if I want to go ahead and try doing some extra EQ here. Let me get rid of this. Right here is that boxiness that's kind of ugly. I do want to get rid of that. Not all of it, but some of it. For sure, let me just do a shelf of the extreme low end that we really don't need. There you go. We're getting some nice clarity there with that cut alone. I might bring some of this back actually. It's not as annoying as you would think. Probably because the SSL did a lot of the work of that. Okay, I think I'm happy with that for now. And then let me see. We'll mess with the Pro C. Let me see if I can get a nice compression going on with this. Fast attack for sure. Now the release, looking at the graph, I wouldn't mind if it released right when the next drum hit, especially in these little single hits. I want to part without as much double bass. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's a good level right there. I don't want too much compression here, just slightly. Go too much, You could go ahead and make it up with the gain a little bit more, but I think the kick's already loud enough where it's really not necessary. Yeah, it's got just some slight gain reduction. Okay. For now, it's good. We'll revisit it. Now let's move on to the kick sub. For now, let me just go ahead and copy the SSL over to here, but I'm going to kind of check it out a little bit. This one I might compress pretty heavily, actually. Yeah, I might just leave this the way it is, because I definitely want to cut out that low end right there. And this is again where the extra boominess is. So let's try compressing the living hell out of it. We'll leave the SSL in there too. Actually, let me hear what it sounds like without the SSL. It's extremely subtle, but for now we'll leave it in. And then let's go ahead and compress the living shit out of it. I'm gonna try to stick with one compressor for the rest of the video, but you know, compression is just one of those things where it really just depends on your flavor, what you really prefer. Certain compressors are really good for drums, certain compressors are really good for vocals and guitars and so on. So, but Pro C, I mean, most of the FabFilter stuff for mixing is one of my favorite bundles. I don't mind just using this, but you know, if you guys want just for experimentation's sake, I can check out this new compressor I just got. It's actually completely free. It's from SoftTube over here. You just have to go on SoftTube's website and make an account, and you guys can get it for free. Highly recommend it. It's a really, really nice compressor. And if you guys want, we can go ahead and kind of listen and seeing what it's doing. There's some gain reduction going on. Let me turn off the Pro C too. You know what? Look, we'll turn off the EQ too so you can hear more. Yeah, it's squeezing. You can tell there's a fast attack. Oh, it's not that fast. It sounds like it is though. I don't really care about the high frequencies right now. That punch is nice, but it's gonna need some further EQ. Yeah, for sure. So let's put the Pro EQ after. Okay, let me hear how it sounds with the kick. This is without. This is with. See, to be honest, I might even opt in just to get rid of the kick sub because it's just a lot of low end information that I really don't want. But for now, let's go ahead and mute it. You see, here's the thing though, in the context of a mix, it's giving it the oomph that I like. So maybe we'll leave it. Ooh, another thing we didn't do. Excuse me. Once we did the 100% turbo preset for GGD, let's pick out our drum shells. Almost forgot about that. So speaking of the bass drum, you know, and again, we might have to do everything again because the EQ and everything pertain to this drum shell. But now we might have to do it again, but maybe we can get lucky. So let's try the Yamaha. This is one of my favorites. It sounds pretty good. It's a little boomy. You can hear it. You can hear the tail end of it. So maybe we can compress it a little further. Let me hear the pearl. Very boomy again. That one's nice. And then this is the original. Yeah, you know what? I want to go with the Yamaha recording. That's got a nice sound to it. Okay, let's try a snare. Pretty solid. That is the Ludwig. Let's start with the Q drum. Okay, definitely brighter. It might be a little too bright for me. Too marching bandish. The Vinnie Paul Pearl. Too much piccolo in that one. Let me try this one. This one has a lot of snare crackle to it, which I don't like. The Zebrano. Not bad, but not what I'm looking for. I've always liked the Gretsch Bella Brass. Got a lot of overtones, which may or may not be a good thing, but I don't know if it's something I'm looking for this track. Let's try the Gretsch, the other Bella Brass. Again, too high pitch, piccolo. The Ludwig, Superphonic. That one might be it. This one's got a lot of overtone, but I like the tone of it. It's a toss-up between that one or the Ludwig. I think I'm going to go with the Ludwig because the overtones are a little more controlled on it. I don't mind. Toms. We do have a lot to choose from. So, and I think I'm going to go ahead and match it, but then again, we might change it up. The Q drum, let's try the Yamaha recording. It's got a lot of overtones. Birch should be punchy. Okay, not terrible. Ooh. This sounds boomy, but good. Let me try all Guru Walnut on this one. Oh, on this one we can't. Yeah, this tom sounds amazing. Okay, let's stick with that for now. For the hi-hat, I think I might like a bigger sound for this one. A little more dynamics to it. I usually like bigger cymbals, but yeah, this one has a little more tail end, which I like. No choice on the splash. For the ride, the Byzance Heavy Traditional. Let me hear it. Let me hear the Mega Bell. I think I'm going to go with the Byzance on this one. We got two MB20s, the heavy or the medium. I'm probably going to like the heavy more. Let me hear the medium. Yeah, I like the heavy more. Whoops. There you go. And as for the China, limited to that. So now if we hear the kit. Okay, the kick sounds massive, but it needs to be tamed a little bit for sure. Yeah, I can already tell that it tamed off that tail end that we were hearing, the boominess. I actually really like the punch. I know it's like a sidechain feature, which is kind of weird, but I actually like the punch effect on it. I don't care about the high frequency, to be honest with you. All the way wet. Okay, I think we're good. Let me hear in the mix. Yeah, it's cutting through real good. Okay, we'll leave that on for now. Okay, now moving on to the snare. Again, you're going to see a lot of the SSLG and the compressor. Honestly, those two and a reverb, you can just mix drums with those all day long, no problem. You really could. Okay, I'm gonna start with the snare top. Do I want more body? I don't know if I want more body. I'm more focused on the mid to mid high range. So not too much. Yeah, that sounds good. Nice and cracky. No, I don't want too much highs on this one. Yeah, we can leave that the way it is. Let me see what we could do about the low mids here. I'm gonna boost it for now just so I can see what the frequencies are. Ugh. I was gonna say I might have reduced that, but oh, the tone definitely changes when there's a lot more velocity going to it. I'm okay with the onboard compressor actually. It is taming, and you can hear the hi-hat, like, you know, spilling over too. Very punchy. Let me hear it in the mix. Okay. Let me see. Let's go ahead and add. Let me go back to the Pro C. Got the Pro C. Yeah, that's getting. Classic sounds good. I don't want it too compressed, just a little bit. And again, not too much here. Yeah, I needed some gain reduction. It was going way too hot into the compressor. I need to gate it. And not too much here. I like the classic. I think classic is more of what I'm looking for here. It's not bad for now. It's gonna need an extra EQ. There's some frequencies that I need to tame. wonder if it's the... No, we need those highs in there. Right here, that very clicky part. Yeah, there's an ugly area. Bring that down. There we go. Something in the mid-range. There's some ugly boxiness. Let me see if we turn it down, if it sounds better. Nah, it kind of loses body. We'll leave it in there. Something here. Okay. I like all this body. I'm okay with that. Let me try shelving it too. A lot of frequencies we don't need necessarily. Okay, let's leave this for now. Leave some of the low end in. Okay, something I always do with the snare bottom, just to start out with, I'm going to go ahead and copy all these plugins. And let's drop it in the snare bottom. I'm going to kind of go ahead and listen in and see what it's doing to it. You hear it in the mix. Okay, there's something in a high frequency range. It might be the SSL. Now, I'm debating if it sounds better with the double compressor going on with the SSL and the Pro C. Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna stick to the Pro C. It just needs a little compression. I think the way the tone sounds is fine too. There's some boominess to it though. Oh, I'm sorry. The snare top's on too. That sounds good with that the mid boost right there. Okay, we'll move on. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a separate bus for the toms alone. So let me go ahead and name this toms bus. I'm kind of gonna process them at the same time. So let me find somewhere where I hit all the toms. I only got 2 toms there. Toms again. Dude, that kick just sounds so fucking good. Punchy, super punchy. Okay. And bro, I just want to find all the toms. Let me select all of it and find it. Hold it. Why is it not? Oh. Something is soloed? That's kind of odd. Why can't I not hear? I want to hear this. Aha, there we go. That's all weird, really weird. But right here is where all my toms are. Oops. How come my control isn't working? Where I want to play where my selection is. This one was you hold control and you hit play. Was I wrong? Or is it because it's highlighted? Probably because it's all highlighted. Nope, still not working. Okay, let's just find that part. So stupid. Right here. Okay, whatever. Fuck it. We'll just work with the 2 toms. I'm sorry. I don't know why. Can't find it. Switch this to half. That way we can just hear this. Or, excuse me, an even better way is just open up GGD. And solo the toms. Solo, solo, solo. Okay. And we'll start with classic. The Waves SSLG. Okay. Low end wise, I think it's okay. It's got a lot of low end already, but maybe we can tame it a little bit with Pro Q. Low mids. I don't want to tame that just yet, but maybe the high mids here. Yeah, it sounds good with the 4.5-ish boosted a little. much. Okay. Dynamics would be a little nice. I want a fast release. Reduction. Alright, see, I'm gonna go ahead and leave in some low end boosted, but I'm gonna cut it out with Pro Q so I can tame it, or maybe I might compress it with a multiband. Don't know yet. Okay, we'll leave this for now. Let's go ahead and let's do the Pro Q. Move in further shape. There's some low end that I don't want in here already. Not too much. I kind of like the boominess of it. Right here, this boxiness, I want to get that out. Yeah, right there. Not too much. Then you're going to sound like Pantera. Yeah, like 6 or 9 dBs. I feel like it's too much though, but yeah, I actually kind of want to tame these highs. Boost it. Okay, they sound pretty juicy. Let's hear it in a... let me see if I want to give it just a touch of reverb. I might want to. Too much decay. Which one is this? There's the decay rate EQ, and what's this one? The post EQ. Post EQ, I gotta let go of some of those lows. It's too much. Yeah, and I can do the same here as well. It doesn't want you to do the shelf. Okay, that's fine. And around there is a sweet spot. Okay. What happened here? How come? And group 1's going to master. I'm confused. How come I'm not hearing anything? It's kind of weird, no? Why can't I hear anything? Oh, I'm so stupid. Freaking out for no reason. We gotta unsolo the toms, remember? I wanna hear the toms. We might have taken too much information out of the toms. It's probably the dynamics. Low mids, high mids, and the highs are boosted. Don't do too much ratio on the compressor to release. Reverb. Oh, it sounds better with these two. Okay. It's fine for now. We hear the beginning here. Kick needs to be worked on a little more. It's very clicky. Okay, let's hear it. needs? It needs some tape. Kramer tape, yeah. No, we should stereo it. Not too much flutter. Don't mess with the low pass or any of that. Yeah. There you go. Better. Warmer. Okay, let's keep moving here. So the hi-hats. Hi-hats might not need much, to be honest. I know a lot of it's going in the overheads, but we're going to do the overheads later. The overheads. I think I might want to load on the hi-hats on these. That way there, it's coming in its own channel. Now if I go to the room, yeah, very little hi-hat. I'd rather it be on its own channel. And the room too. Let's cut that. The rooms, yes. A little bit, not too much. Especially the room 4. There you go. This one's not going to need much. Maybe just an EQ. Pretty good on its own. I want to hear what GGD is doing to the hi-hat where it's panned out, because it sounds like it's like automatically panned somewhere. Hats are panned to the left. Okay, then in that case, in my channel, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it dead center. Whoops. Okay, moving on to the ride. I might miss the ride. Right here. Again, ride doesn't sound bad on its own. I may as well cut this out. Yeah, it's got great high-end shimmer. You know what? I don't want to shelf it. I'd rather do... This is just me being anal. No big deal. What did LDC mean again? I forgot. Low density. I forgot. I really forgot. But it's okay. These sound like two overheads I'm gonna want to compress the shit out of, to be honest with you. The room far, for sure, I'm gonna want to. So this can use a little high-end shimmer, just like what we put on the ride. So let me go and copy that over. Not too much though. I think it can use some compressor action here. Yeah, I think that'll sound good in the mix. Cymbals sounds real good. Do a long release for that one, that's fine. Clean just sounds good. I don't know what to do with this. Let's try limiting it for now. Raising up. Well, let's try this. Now that we can kind of hear it, let's limit, then compress. Fast attack. The release needs to be a little shorter. clean. Adding some reverb. But not too much. Very low decay. Let's hear it in the mix. And we need to bring down just a tad. This one I'm just gonna EQ. We'll just do a regular Pro Q on there. Lots of information I don't want here. Okay, let's just leave it in like this for now. Let me move on to room close and room far are going to be important. I definitely want to compress room close for now. To me, the room far is going to be more important. Okay, room far. I want to compress the living crap out of that one. Question is, do I want to switch it up a little bit? Yeah, we can even get creative and add some Saturn to it. And let me see here. You know, from SoftTube, again, free plugin, I also got the saturation knob here, which I'm kind of curious about, so let's try it before we compress or whatever. Screw it, I may as well go all SoftTube. Hear it like this for now. It might be a bit too much though. Yeah, too much room. Go down on the saturation. What I should do is slowly bring it in. This is without the room. we're sort of almost done. Oddly enough, the two things that are giving me the most problems are the bass and the snare. It's not quite perfect as I want yet. And we might want different shells for it, but let me listen to it. Oh, too boomy. Yeah, I mean, just the Yamaha recording sounds the best to me. So it's something we're doing in the processing. I knew it got a little too quiet there. Something in the mid frequency somewhere. I think it's fine. for now, let's go ahead and kind of work on a quick drum master bus. Let's see. First things first, we want to go ahead and put it's another SSL, I think. But it's the comp. Stereo. Yeah, this is the glue that's going to bring everything together. Hear the drums by itself. Auto on the release. Usually auto works good on drums. The attack. No, I don't want it too long, like around here. Yeah, lots being fed into the compressor. Something's going apeshit here with the overheads, I think. Yeah, right here. Is the compressor working too hard? That and the EQ, it's a little too bright, I think. So tone that down. The type of compressor. Okay, now let me hear it. Okay, that's a little better, a little tamer. Yeah, this is too bright. now I'm realizing we do need to feed some of the hi-hats into the rooms. It sounds stale when it's going from rooms with all the overheads and then to the stale hi-hat with no rooms. So bring a little bit of it in. Mostly in the room part, I think. Okay. Again, like the only thing I'm not happy with is still the snare. I just don't know what it is. It does sound better, I think. Try experimenting with Saturn on the drum bus. overall I'm pretty happy with the drum mix. There's one little frequency that's bugging me. I have to go fishing for it. Almost subby. Might be here. Okay. Drum mix wise, I think for now we're good. We'll definitely tweak as we go, but you know, it's kind of washing out the guitars because we haven't worked on guitars yet, but again, there is a frequency in the kick that's I see it's like a conundrum because I like the way the sub and the sum work together. It gives it a good oomph, but there is a certain frequency. It's kind of killing it for me. Be it. It might be somewhere here. I'm gonna let the Q down a bit. Yep, you know what we gotta do? We gotta put a multi-band compressor here. just want to hear it. Okay. It's a decent starting point for now. Drums sound massive, which is cool. But we will work on this later. Let's go ahead and save. Okay. I think that about does it for now. So decent start. There are some peaks, especially in some of the low end on the kick, that are kind of bugging me. We'll just kind of have to figure it out later. So, but until then, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.